Week 17 underway on Sunday. Here are the notable games. Dolphins at Patriots. Big clash there in the AFC East. Also, you look at the Saints and Eagles. Panthers and Buccaneers down there in the NFC South. The winner has probably the inside track there for the NFC South. And then the Jets and Seahawks. Seahawks, a couple of guys there with used to play with the New York Jets. So he was in the Jets organization with the quarterback and the head coach there. And, of course, NFC North, Vikings and Packers. All right, Week 17, getting started here with the NFL, and we'll bring in our guy. There he is, Emory Hunter, from a Louisiana football player. Emory, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm glad you guys are enjoying New Year's Eve with us today.
Let's get it started, man. All right, look, we'll start at the very beginning in the AFC East. Got that big battle between the Patriots and the Dolphins. Patriots lost that first game week 1 down in Miami, 20-7. No Tua Tagovailoa, going to be out with the concussion. Second time he's in concussion protocol. Patriots, they lose. They are out. What pick are you going with? Which way are you leaning on this one?
You know, I'm going with the Dolphins in this one. I like the Dolphins to win this ball game, so I'm taking them plus the points. Plus, when you look at the Dolphins having Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback, it gives them a little bit more comfort knowing that they're going into a ball game where they have the better quarterback with their backup, in my opinion. And I think it's going to be cool to watch their defense really tighten up against that run game and force Mac Jones to beat them throwing the football consistently. I don't think he can do that because out on the perimeter, that's a matchup that I feel like favors Miami. So I like the Dolphins on offense, like them on defense, and I love them in this ball game.
All right, let's move along to the next game we're looking at this week. Second straight week, Eagles can lock up the #1 seed in the NFC and the home field advantage that comes along with it. And for the second straight week, Emory, Jalen Hurts is going to be out most likely with that shoulder injury. And yet, Eagles giving 5.5 to the Saints. The Saints are going to be eliminated if they don't win this game. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing the blues for New Orleans. See what I did there? Like when you look at the Saints on offense, Taysom Hill has to touch the football. If he doesn't touch the football, especially inside the red zone, it could be a problem. I don't understand why Dennis Allen has been reluctant to utilize Taysom Hill in that capacity. So with that being a backdrop, I like the Eagles defense in this matchup. I love the fact that they can still rely on their run game. They can take their shots down the field. They'll be a little bit more short to intermediate passing attack more so than a deep ball that Jalen Hurts can throw. I like them overall. Better team, even though Minshew is a bit of a question mark in my opinion, but not enough to where you can take them to lose to the Saints. I like the Eagles.
All right, Emory, let's go to the NFC North. And, of course, Vikings and Packers met week 1. Vikings won that game 11-0 in one-score games this year for the Minnesota Vikings. So Skull doing a good job there in the NFC North, a 12-3 record. You look at it, the Packers favored in this game by 3. The total, 47.5. Which way are you going on this one?
I wish I knew which Vikings team and which Packers team I was getting in this ball game so I can make an accurate prediction. But you don't know which Vikings or Packers team will show up. Hopefully the defense that showed up last weekend in the second half against Miami shows up for Green Bay. And you hope that the offense for Minnesota and defense that shows up in the back end of games for the Vikings come along with them to Green Bay. But because Green Bay knows that they have to win this game, this is essentially a playoff elimination game for Green Bay. And what better way to keep your playoff hopes alive than to beat your rival? So I'm going to lay the 3 points with Green Bay. This is going to be a tricky game, and we know the Vikings tend to play these back-and-forth exciting games all season long, so I like this one to finish that way as well, so I'm leaning toward Green Bay.
Aaron Rodgers and the Pack picking up some momentum. They seem like everybody's a little bit scared of Pack right now, but you got to remember they have to win out, as Emory just said. I don't know what's more ridiculous, the fact that the 7-8 Buccaneers can clinch the NFC South with a win, or that Carolina can actually win the division if they win out. The whole thing should be blown up. Tampa's given 4. The total's 40.5. Bucs and Panthers still with a chance for the playoffs and a division title. What's the smart play here?
The smart play is to probably put the New Jersey Generals in the playoffs instead of the NFC South champion, right? You know, get someone else to compete. But I wish I didn't have enough film on Sam Darnold to understand you can't trust him in this spot. As well as he played the last 2 games, this is still Sam Darnold that's prone to interceptions, prone to taking sacks, prone to putting the ball on the turf. The Bucs' backs are against the wall. Their defense will be game. We know the Panthers' defense will be game. I like what Steve Wilks has done. I think he should be the head coach for the Carolina Panthers moving forward. I would probably go under, but I'm also going to trust the Bucs here, so I'm laying those points with Tampa Bay.
And you look at it with Sam Darnold, of course, he saw ghosts. Remember that Monday night game against the Patriots a couple of years ago? So never beaten Tom Brady in the NFL, so we'll see about that. Let's go and take a look real quickly. Jets and Seahawks. Jets, if they lose, they are eliminated from the playoffs. They've lost 4 in a row. Been a tough stretch for the New York Jets. Mike White, they do get some good news. Going to be back from the ribs this year for this week. Of course, he practiced all week, was cleared this week. Seahawks actually 1.5-point underdogs here, Emory, and also the over-under 42.5. What's the smart play here? Who are you going with? I also love the fact that Pete Carroll said he and Geno Smith are like partners in crime because they both were jettisoned from the New York Jets. So got a little spiciness out there in the Pacific Northwest, Emory.
They also have the better quarterback in the situation. And listen, I like Mike White. Just because he's better than Zach Wilson doesn't mean he's great. So he's just better than what you had out there starting. But I think the problem here for the Jets is that can you trust their offensive line to protect Mike White in a blitz situation? He's still coming back. Yes, he's cleared to play. That doesn't mean he's 100%. I think we'll see the Seahawks turn up the heat on him and force him into some quick short throws. They'll rally up, make a tackle, get off the field. And I still like the Seahawks passing attack against this Jets secondary, the strength of their team, in my opinion. But on crossing routes with those big and fast receivers, I think they take advantage. I'm trusting the Seahawks here, so I'm taking them in the points.
Trusting the Seahawks. Remember, the Seahawks actually have the Pro Bowler in this game, and that is one Geno Smith. Seahawks have also lost 3 in a row. Emory, thanks a lot, buddy. We'll go ahead and recap these Week 17 NFL wagers. You can see Emory Hunt, Dolphins and Patriots. Of course, Patriots favored there by 2.5. He's going with the Pats. Actually going with the Dolphins there. Saints and Eagles. He's taking the Eagles. Vikings and Packers. Second meeting there in the NFC North. Packers favored there at Lambeau Field. He's taking Aaron Rodgers and the Pack attack. Panthers and Buccaneers down there in the NFC South. He's rolling with the Buccaneers. Tampa favored by 4 there. And Jets, a road favorite there in Seattle. He's going with Geno Smith and the 12s in Seattle.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.